existence is the primary reality, and everything else is dependent upon that. So everything else emerges from that. That there's the unmanifest, which would be exist. We'll call that existence, and then there's the manifest, and there's a relationship between the unmanifest and the manifest. But then within the manifest, there's also a structure in which that creation becomes increasingly solidified. So, because if you think about it, if you have a thought that says, "I have $1 million," just to keep it about money. Okay, so if you have a thought that says, "I have $1 million," well, uh, that's part of the creation. But most of us wouldn't consider it to be complete at that level. Most of us would have to actually have a sense, there'd have to be more to it, right? So we'd have to actually then be able to see it, and we'd have to feel it. We'd have to have a sense that there's some feeling to it, not just necessarily a tactile sense, but a felt sense of reality to it, a feeling that, yes, I really do have it. It really does exist. It's mine. I have confidence in it. And then at a certain point, it becomes solidified to the point where we say, yeah, that's absolutely real. In order for us to have confidence in something, usually we want it to be manifest at all levels. The most powerful way to create is to just remain at that level of that sort of membrane between the unmanifest and the manifest, and where you just, all that's necessary is just this initial impulse of a thought. It doesn't even have to be fully formed into a thought, but just the initial impulse of a thought, and to just remain there and know that it is so. That's the most powerful, because there's no interference, there's no fear, there's no lack, there's absolute abundance. So it's very, very powerful. But most of us are not confident enough to remain there, and so we need to learn to work with the other levels, which is what I'm going to look at a little bit today. So, but the point here is that when we create, we normally create through each of these levels. So we have the thought, we have the image, we have the feeling, and then at a certain point we say it's real. Now, that's the creative phase. So something, we have the initial creation, then it's sustained. We say, yes, here there's substance, there's sustenance to it, it's real. And then there's this destructive phase in which it again merges back with the source, with the unmanifest, with the formless. What I want to take a look at today is how we can consciously work with that destructive phase to our benefit. Why would we want to do that? Because if you only, once you have clarity on what you want, when you know who you are, what you want, what your purpose is, what your gifts are, what your joy is, then that's what you're here to create and express. So at that level, it's already so. But now, why, you say, but I don't seem to be experiencing it. I'm not perceiving it. It doesn't seem to be happening outwardly. Okay, well, let's piece it together. Why would that be? Because, as I've already said, there's something already manifest that's interfering with it. You've already got stuff manifest in the form of certain conditioning or conditions that is in opposition to what you want. So thereby, you want to know how to work intelligently with the destructive phase so that you can remove that which is already there, which is interfering with what you want. It's just like, there's something occupying that space. You want to put something there, but there's already something there. You have to remove that so that you can put what you want there. What is it that's there? It's that conditioning or the conditions. How did that get there? Well, because it was created. So it was created. It was created in the past through uh, through the same sequence, right? So there was some thought, and there was some images, and there was some feeling, and that all combined, solidified, and then you say it's real. And then that keeps repeating over and over and over and over and over. It's occupying that space. It keeps getting the energy. So it's being sustained in that space. So you want to replace that. So, maybe what that's looking like right now is that your life is has this big space occupied by a sense of lack and all the activities of lack, chasing after money, feeling a concern about how you're going to pay your bills, things like that. So that's there. It's created as a condition or conditioning. It exists in that space. You want to replace that with the expression of abundance. So you have to consciously, intelligently destroy that old creation, which is not what you want, so that you can replace it with what you do want. Because otherwise, it's a very slow process if you're just trying to add what you do want, but there's something there that's blocking it. So it's much quicker if you remove that. Then it's super easy for you to put in place what you do want. You'll be surprised at how fast it can happen.